This is part 86 of ASP.NET MVC tutorial. In this video, we'll discuss displaying all validation errors at one place using ValidationSummary HTML helper. We'll be working with the example that we worked with in part 85, so please watch part 85 before proceeding with this video. By the end of this video, this is what we want to achieve. We want to display the validation errors as you can see in the image right here. At the moment, if you notice the state of our application, if there is a validation error, look at that, it's displayed in black color. We want that to be displayed in red color. And then instead of the detailed error message, we want a red asterisk next to the field that has failed the validation. And then we also want a border around that field. And then the detailed error message that is associated with that field should then be displayed in validation summary. Okay, and then we also need a heading for the validation summary, something like this: please fix the following errors and then submit the form. Let's see how to achieve this. The first step here is to add a reference to a style sheet called site.css. And if you look at the MVC demo project that we have been working with, we don't have that style sheet, and that's basically because when we created this MVC demo project, we have created this using a blank template. But then if you create a new ASP.NET MVC4 application using Internet Application Template, then you would get a content folder, and within that content folder you will have the style sheet site.css. So let's copy the contents of this content folder and then move them into our MVC demo project. So let me open this folder in Windows Explorer and then copy the contents, and then let's move to the MVC demo project. Let's add a new folder and let's name it content, and let's paste the copied contents into this project. So at this point we have site.css. Now we need to include a reference to this style sheet. In real time, we include references to style sheets and JavaScript files in master page, but since in this MVC demo project we don't have a master page, we'll include the reference to the style sheet in the edit view. So let's drag and drop the style sheet here, and then let's use this tilde syntax. So tilde indicates the root directory of the project, so within the root directory we have content folder, and within that we have site.css. That's what this syntax right here states. Alright, let's save these changes, and then let's reload this view and see if there's going to be any changes to the validation messages that are displayed. Look at that. First of all, the look and feel of the view itself is changed. That's basically because of the style sheet. Now notice that if there is a validation error, we get the validation error in a different color, and then there is also a border around the field that has failed the validation. Okay, now this is nearly red color but not exactly red color. Okay, now there are three classes within the style sheet site.css that control the display of these validation errors. So those are these three classes. So this field validation error class that control the look and feel of the validation message itself, and input validation error that control the look and feel of the border around the field, and validation summary errors class control the look and feel of the error message that are displayed in validation summary. Okay, so let's tweak them so that the error message is in exact red color. Okay, so let's navigate to this class field validation error. So let's go to the MVC demo project, open site.css file, Control F, and then let's paste the class name. And look at this, the color here, there are 6 characters within the color code: 2 for red color, 2 for green color, and 2 for blue color. All the colors in this universe are made up by mixing these 3 colors, that is red, green, and blue, in different proportions. Okay, now if we want a pure red color, then the color code is FF for red, 00 for green, and 00 for blue. Okay, so that would give us a pure red color. So let's save the changes to our style sheet, and then let's reload this view and see if the color changes to exact red. Look at that, this is exact red, but the border around the field is not exact red. Okay, so let's change the border also to exact red color, and to control the display of the border we change this class. So let's copy that and then find that within the style sheet and then change the color. So let's copy the same color code and use it right here. And let's also change the color of validation summary errors. Okay, so we have tweaked the three classes. Now let's go ahead and reload this view. And look at that, this is pure red and the border is also pure red. Alright, now let's display a validation summary control. So how do we get the validation summary? To display all errors at one place, we use validation summary HTML helper. All we need to do is invoke that HTML helper, and that's it, we should be done. So let's navigate to our edit view, and then above this submit button, let's include another paragraph element, and then within that, HTML dot validation summary HTML helper. And this helper expects two parameters. Okay, one, exclude property errors. So basically it's asking us whether if we want to exclude these individual property errors. No, we want those property errors to be displayed within the validation summary. So basically it's asking me if I want to exclude them. I would say no, which means let's pass false. And then this message here is the message that we see right here, the heading for our validation summary errors. Okay, so we want this message, please fix the following errors and then submit the form. So let me copy that and then pass as the argument for this validation summary. That's it. Let's save the changes and then let's reload this view. Okay, so I get the validation error, but then look at this, when I click save, the form doesn't get posted to the server, but we get the validation errors in the validation summary. But then look at this, the other change that we want is we don't want the detailed message next to the field that has failed the validation. We want the red asterisk, and to achieve that all we need to do is there's a call to this validation message for HTML helper for each of these properties, name, email, confirm email. So all we need to do is include the message that you want to be displayed, as an additional parameter for that helper method. So let's actually do that. So let's do it for all the properties right here. So we have to do it for name, so validation message for. So here there is another property, parameter, I mean validation message. So let's include an asterisk there. And then let's do the same thing for all the properties, for email, for confirm email, for age, gender, and finally for the hire date property. Alright, let's save them and let's reload this view. Okay, so look at that, we get the red asterisk, and then let's include some numbers here. So confirm email and email doesn't match, so we have a red asterisk there, and that's not a valid email, so we get a red asterisk there as well. Name cannot contain numbers, but there is a number, so we get a red asterisk there. So once I click save, look at that, all the validation, I mean the detailed error messages that are associated with these fields are displayed here. We have a heading and red asterisk next to the field, and then a border around the field. Alright, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.